All right, Marnes. I've straightened up. I promise you.
You guys got to clean it up.
What were you looking up in there?
No, it's not that. She came in and was talking to me about the Roberts sisters that I grew up with. And she wanted to know more about one of the twins in particular. And I said, you know what? I know a little about it.
Yeah. He said, I was friends with their grandma.
Oh, what was the grandma's name?
Well, you know, that the names were handed down generation after generation.
Oh, yeah.
So it was great-grandma.
Yeah.
I can't even say it.
Yeah, just forget
too far.
it.
I can't say it. It's too far.
That's
just too far.
best. It's
Marnie,
best.
how are you?
You know what? You know how Marnie is? I can tell you how Marnie is. Marnie's a star, and she's about to be on the TV doing the play-by-play for your Timberwolves. Look at you.
Let's go.
What is that, Thursday? Is it?
It's Friday. Just
Friday?
filling in for a game, but sure, thanks.
Maybe you can answer the question I just asked 20 minutes ago. What's up with this? The Wolves have 3 times this year where they play one team 3 out of 4 games, and it starts on Friday against Portland, where they play them 3 out of the next 4 starting Friday.
I think this is the 3rd year in a row we've had Portland in particular in consecutive games. This year, there is no day in between. Last year, there was a day in between, and I don't know about the year before. I don't know this for sure, but I assume it's the NBA just liking the little rivalries that sometimes spark in these series. That doesn't mean they're trying to create a Wolves Trailblazers rivalry, per se. I have no idea why that's the team, and then later there's
Golden State, and then they do it against Oklahoma City as well. So 3 of them this year.
I remember last year, Hawk, stand by, when the Wolves were at Golden State. I was there, and the Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green issue happened. That was consecutive games against Golden State with 1 day in between. Right. So tempers get a little hotter when you see the same team. And I think the NBA likes that a little bit, doesn't want fighting, doesn't want that kind of stuff, but likes the intensity that comes along with it. So maybe this is how they help encourage some of the
if the Wolves would have played the Spurs again not the Spurs,
well, there was some shoving against the Spurs. Nuggets,
right,
you mean, the night before?
Yeah, the Nuggets, if they would have played them again on Sunday, that would have been interesting.
We had a little pushing and shoving, though, in both of those games.
You're right.
You're right. Aha, go ahead.
I wonder if it's because it's not exactly easy to get to Portland. Like, so you knock it out at one time?
Yeah, no, they have flights there, actually.
Yeah, but it's a long ways away, you know what I mean? Like, that's a long way, and so is Golden State, and so is that other place you mentioned?
Oklahoma City?
Yeah, it's a long way.
What about L.A. and Phoenix and Miami?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, I just realized something. I don't care.
Oh, good theory, though.
But obviously, it has to be all of these 3 or 4 game series have to be against Western Conference teams because you only play the East twice. So all 3 of these, of course, are teams
like
in the
Miami
West.
That I said at the end there. As soon as I said, I was like, well, we're not playing them twice in Miami, so doesn't matter. It's a long flight, but
even so you start Friday filling in for the old Michael Grady as he's doing his ESPN duties or what? Big time?
Yes, he has an ESPN game. I think he has Phoenix, and he told me someone like Warrior. Is it LA? What does Phoenix play on Friday?
Hawk knows.
They play Tippewa.
Oh, what's their nickname again?
The Tippecanoes.
Chippewa
Dallas. They played Dallas.
Who's one player on that team?
Oh, that's right. Yep.
The Chippewa Tippecanoes?
Yeah.
Jared Wells.
Oh, wow. What? Jared. Jared's hooping.
Yep.
They are terrible.
He's not a good player.
They cannot dribble.
He's not a good player. I'm not going to lie.
Nice guy. Terrible basketball player.
But he can put the cables in.
He sure can.
Yeah, you heard me.
The audio is going to be great. The basketball is going to be terrible. The audio is going to be great.
All right, Beetlejuice. You heard me.
I tried to say I heard that, and I said you heard
You heard me.
Who? Me? You heard me.
These vitamins.
You were right about Nafisa. She was lovely. Everybody loved her. She's super cool.
She's great. She's really nice.
Yeah. Fee, that's what I'm saying is she is such an impressive person.
You heard me.
I heard you and I heard her.
Yeah, she was great.
I saw her that night at the Wolves game too, with her husband, and I was like, have people been texting you and saying that was fun and you did a good job? And she's like, just Cheryl. Cheryl kept texting me. With praise and compliments, of course.
Of course.
But yeah, she's one of the more likable people I feel like I've ever met. She just is. She just carries herself that way. And yeah, I think we should have her back and have
great.
an open door.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm sorry, your hand was up for a really long time.
Haul your hands up.
We have a trade in the NFL. It includes an NFC North team.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
My guess is it's what you called a day or two ago. Is this a Lions defensive line trade?
You are correct, Corliss.
You called it. You said they were going to do something for the Aiden Hutchinson hole.
Old friend Zadarius Smith from the Browns, along with a 6th-round pick in 2026 for a 5th and 6th-round pick.
Zadarius Smith?
Yep, he's going to the Lions.
My goodness. All right, well, there you go.
Is he playing well for Cleveland or not?
No idea.
No. Well, there you go. Okay, well, that's a move.
Sauce, you watched the entire game last night, right? I did as well.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Chiefs won in overtime against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chiefs are now 8-0.
Yep.
The Lions are 7-1.
Yep.
If those two teams played today, who would you pick?
Well, I would hope it was like where they all had ample rest. Because, like, they played last night. But I know what you mean.
That is important.
The Lions would win by 10.
Would the Lions be favored?
Yes. Kansas. I've watched a good amount of Kansas City. This isn't an anti-Kelsey take.
Because he was great last night.
He was. He has been great.
Outside of the fumble.
Yeah.
You're going with the anti-Kelsey?
Yeah, Hawk would. Mama Kelsey would, Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they are good situationally. Like last night in that situation, that's the guy you want in overtime. But Tampa should have gone for 2. There's so many opportunities for Tampa. They are beatable. I don't know how you slow down the Lions. I bet on a neutral site the Lions would be 5-point favorites. The Lions are way better than Kansas City.
You heard me.
Way better?
Way better.
Wow.
Yeah, I would agree with him.
I think we're getting, if it continues the way it's going right now, I think we're getting the Super Bowl that we all kind of wanted last year, and we're going to get Detroit, Baltimore.
Yeah, they would lose to Baltimore as well. And they will lose to
You're talking about Kansas City.
Kansas City will lose to the Bills in 2 weeks.
So Kansas City has beat Baltimore already this year, right? And
no, Kansas City, have they?
Yeah.
the first game.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, but first game is.
And Tampa Bay beat Detroit, right? That's where their one-loss game.
Yeah, how about that? So that means Tampa's better than all of them.
But they lost.
They lost to Kansas City
I
last night.
forgot about that part. But yeah, I think the Lions are a way better team.
I do too.
You beat ESPN on the news. They're just putting it up behind your head now.
Look at you.
Way to go.
How do you see it over my head?
Whoa.
Like a lunar eclipse.
You okay? Did you fall down? Did Andy walk in the room? Are you okay?
See it over my head.
Whoa.
That sounded like Lisa Simpson or Millhouse or whatever, right? That sounded like Millhouse.
It sounds like Marge's sisters.
That's pretty good.
Picking on me.
I wonder if you do some voices for
I
the
was
Simpsons.
picking on me.
Marnie, that's what you should do. You should get into some cartoon voiceover work.
Well, I
give us some more
like our friend
The
Mary
kind of
Mack.
cartoons Hawk watches.
How dare you?
Our friend Mary Mack is on
Do you
that
still watch
that
that?
show Solar Opposites. She's making
Okay.
that cartoon
Okay.
money.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, just send me some scripts. I'll get after it.
Well, you got to give us some examples of what you can do. Like,
You got to give us some examples of what you can do.
Is that
Okay,
the
never
Macho
mind.
Man?
I just got rescinded.
Yeah, that's the Macho
all right,
Man.
do you have an English accent? Okay.
Fonzie? Travolta. That's kind of a cross between Fonzie and...
You go to the pub.
Okay, you're a fluffy bear that just woke up from a long winter's nap.
Sorry, a fluffy bear?
Yeah, fluffy one. That
Yeah.
matters voice wise.
Oh, what a nap. I don't feel tired at all.
Is this bear also British?
Apparently,
Only right when he wakes up and then he loses it and gets more into
apparently
the...
sings for the Rolling Stones.
Brilliant.
Like I could walk.
Can I do my impression of a fluffy
500.
bear waking up from a nap?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I gotta work the Wild game tonight.
Brilliant. Well played.
Oh my God! Lecco!
Is he here?
Yeah, I got his mic on.
I don't know what to say.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, it's a compliment, Zacho. You're the best.
You're pretty
the
fluffy
news.
too, Marnes.
Thank you.
Personality-wise, not physically. You're not fluffy. Let's do the news because today's kind of an important day, right? It's NFL trade deadline day.
Yeah, right. And our news is brought to you by our friends at Carboni's.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
Thank you, Carboni's. I love the cheese on the cheese pizzas at Carboni's. A lovely cheese pizza, all for me.
No toppings?
Well, I'll take some toppings, sure, but I love me some cheese pizza, man.
Can I ask you guys a dumb question since I don't eat like a normal human being?
Sure.
My kiddo orders margarita pizzas.
Yeah.
Is that the goddamn same thing as a cheese pizza? What's the difference?
A margarita pizza, doesn't that have...
Pineapple.
Tomato?
No, isn't it?
Tomato and...
Oh, yeah, it's tomato and
light cheese, isn't it?
I think it also has...
It can mean a lot of things. I mean, there are margarita pizzas that I've had that are just cheese, but there are ones that have like leaves on it and stuff.
Or slices
Or,
of tomato as opposed to tomato sauce.
And tequila just right in it.
Yeah. It is, it's just cheese.
Margarita?
Yeah, we got it.
Crushed peeled
I got it.
tomato.
There's not enough laughter.
Guys, be careful. It's the news, Mark. We don't laugh at the news.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody be cool down in Dane County, down near Madison, Wisconsin. There's a super load.
What?
Hitting the highway.
Load?
Super load. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is warning drivers about an extra-sized super load.
How long did they wait?
Jeez.
No one is saying just what the super load contains. But the extra-sized load is on a semi-truck.
Wow.
Set to come into the county.
Oh, no.
Highway 55. Turn south on Highway 71.
Is this
Head on
top
down Highway
secret?
78.
Is this a national security thing?
It's a super load.
So we don't know what's
Is
in
that
there.
one word or two?
One.
Don't Google that, Zach.
So if you're headed towards Dane County today, watch out.
I
on the
wasn't
highway
going to.
For the super load.
Tommy's speeding on his way to Dane County.
Yeah. Help is on the way, dear.
Dun, 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 dun.
Federal authorities have arrested a northern Minnesota man for allegedly stealing from a former employer to help him mine cryptocurrency. The arrest of 44-year-old Joshua Armburst of ORR was announced yesterday by the Minnesota U.S. Attorney's Office. Armburst allegedly used accounts created by his former employer to mine about $7,000 in cryptocurrency. It's not very much. In 2020 and 2021, the unauthorized access reportedly cost the company about $45,000. Cryptocurrency. Cost him $44,000 to mine $7,000.
Can you explain how you mine cryptocurrency?
I could, but I don't have time.
Boney? Corliss?
I can't really.
Or even the dumbed down
I can give it a shot.
idea
Thank you, Zach. Go
of
for it.
mining?
Essentially, it's I believe it has something to do with prime numbers that we were talking about earlier. And so when you mine, you're basically having supercomputers do highly complicated math problems and solving them. And then when you solve that, that becomes a part of the whatever blockchain, and then that becomes a Bitcoin. So I don't know how to explain it after that, but it's basically supercomputers finding super big numbers that become prime numbers. So
I caught zero logic in all that. And that last bit, pure gibberish.
But I think you're close.
I think so,
actually.
and that makes sense
That's
to me.
the gist of it.
I get it.
Right.
way more complicated than that, but yeah.
I like it.
That was fair. That was complicated enough.
Might be one of the worst things for the environment now, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely dreadful for the environment.
Well, digging all those holes, man. You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of that stuff, Massachusetts voters are deciding today whether or not to decriminalize psilocybin, the mind-altering drug. In mushrooms.
yeah.
Another state got it up for vote. Advocates point to studies showing that the drug can help some people overcome depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. Opponents argue that much more research needs to be done. If approved, Massachusetts would be the third state to decriminalize psilocybin after Oregon and
California.
Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. That makes
That's right. Yeah.
So by decriminalize, does that mean you still have to get a prescription, or does that mean you could just get it at your pharmacy?
Yep.
I think. Well, decriminalize is just you can't get in trouble for it, right? But you can't buy it at the store.
Right.
I don't think.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like all the new rage.
What is psilocybin?
Yes.
The microdosing.
Yeah, they have. Yep.
He's right. It's all rage.
Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people like doing that.
Isn't that similar to doing mushrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I approve.
Whoa.
Have you done it? You've done it? Let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it.
Mushrooms are awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, they are.
Wow. See, this is why bonus is the best.
Oh, great. Now he's going to promote mushroomsmonthly.com.
Oh, that's Tommy's website.
John Bonus, one more or not? Can you stick around?
Sure.
All right, more with John Bonus. And Marty Gellner also will walk us through sports after this. Jonathan Grenard of the Minnesota Vikings, the 6-2 Minnesota Vikings, a little over an hour from now right here on The Fan.
Let's take a little trip to Hy-Vee. Actually, we'll do that after the break. Well, let's go there right now. Hy-Vee, everyone. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Pirate Ship Morning Show. KOC on today being the big trade deadline in the NFL.
We're having constant dialogue right now just about, there's a lot of things being talked about around the league, a lot of, there's so many different this time of year. A result yesterday for one team might mean something completely different than a result for another team. And there's a lot of phone calls, a lot of dialogue this time of year.
God dang it, Saucy was right. There has been dialogue.
There has been dialogue.
Had you heard there was dialogue?
I had heard there was dialogue.
Man. Can't believe it.
Yeah, he was right.
So
Did you see there being more dialogue?
I don't know. KOC said there's been dialogue. Which is the same thing as talking, by the way. Just wanted everybody to know that. It's the same thing. John Bonus is here. Marnie Gellner is here. Trade deadline today, 3 o'clock Central Time for the old Minnesota Vikings and the rest of the NFL. Sauce, you ready to do some sports?
For Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
Oh, speaking of the Vikings, they battle Jacksonville on Sunday at 12, pregame at 10. We will get our first injury report tomorrow. Your Vikings are 4-point favorites.
You're heavy.
I know I am. The Vikings, all-pro long snapper Andrew DePaula has suffered a hand injury. He will likely go on short-term IR, and then Will Reichert has a quad injury, so they might sign a long snapper and a kicker for a couple of weeks.
Dicey.
Yep, not good.
Should be able to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans and maybe even the Bears without any of those two guys, but still, you don't want to get into a close one and have a bad long snapper or not Will Reichert. So we'll see.
You need him, yeah.
But, man, what a good time of the schedule to be injured.
I do.
Get Star back in there.
Oh, Jamie.
I wonder if he could still snap at a Pro Bowl level.
I guarantee you he can.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
The actual act of snapping. Now, again, going up against 25-year-old monsters might be a problem.
But he doesn't get hit.
Them?
He doesn't get hit. Remember? I don't think he gets hit.
But what about on a punt, though?
Yeah,
right? There's some blocking involved. All I'm
he
saying
does
is,
look like the Terminator.
I would love to see if Star could just sling it back there, though. What is he, 62-ish? 63-ish? 64-ish?
Yeah, I bet he's 63. He's 10 years older than me.
Right, 10 years older than you. So
he could 100% do it.
I would love it.
That'd be the greatest. They'd have to make a Disney movie out of that.
Is that right?
The most difficult part might be just getting into the half squatting position.
Very good point. Yes.
It is for me.
That could be a challenge for a lot of people over the age of 40.
That would be cool to just invite him to the tryout and see if he shows up a bunch of free agent long snappers.
You know, I guarantee you he would outsnap them.
That'd be
I
awesome.
I bet you anything.
Set some targets.
I wonder what they'd have to pay him now with the veteran minimum. I bet, man.
Didn't he tell Belichick no?
Yeah, but that was for sex.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're talking about Brian Billick.
Brian Billick. Did he tell Billick no?
Yeah. That was the year the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
Didn't he basically tell him you could just fly in on Sunday?
Sure did.
Yeah.
Said you didn't have to practice, just show up.
Yeah.
No. Would have had a ring. Although, everything's different, right? Butterfly effect. So who's to say? Maybe he's Maybe he throws a snap over the head of somebody
like
and
he did
costs
in
the rate.
98.
How dare you?
No, he admits that he snapped it high.
And still, Anderson's got to kick that
Yeah, it
through.
was a good snap.
correct.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Just because Denny says the problem was the snap was high, it was good enough.
Yeah.
Just
right,
kick it.
Right. Yeah, Star belongs in the Hall of Fame. Is there a long snapper in the Hall of Fame?
Sure.
Name one.
Marge Simpson.
My God. That's pretty good.
See?
That's pretty good, Mars. Pretty good. The Saints fired their head coach, Dennis Allen. The Saints started 2-0, and they've lost 7 straight. Their special teams coordinator is now the head coach, and his name is what, Hawk?
Bookie McGee.
Yeah. Bookie McGee is now the head coach. Wow.
That's a terrible name.
Isn't a good name.
Good to have some Irish representation in the NFL.
Well, it also sounds like you want to bet the under on Bookie McGee.
The NFL's keeping an eye on him.
The Chiefs beat Tampa 30-24 in OT to wrap up Week 9. Mahomes threw for 291 and 3 touchdowns. Week 10 starts this Thursday with Ravens hosting the Bengals, and I think the Ravens are like 7-point favorites.
That's a good game.
Yeah. Let me check that.
Burrow's on a tear.
Yeah. Burrow is good. Yeah.
Hey, a good Thursday night game. Why not?
The Baltimore Ravens are 6-point favorites. Marnes, the Wolves crushed the Hornets 114-93. Naz Reid, 25 points and 9 boards. The Wolves are 4-3. They battle the Bulls on Thursday at 7 in Chicago.
All of that is correct. Yes, and it was fun to just see a game where the Wolves dominated another team. It was tied after one quarter, and then it was over. There was plenty of breathing room. There was time to watch Ant on the baseline when he's checked out of the game, just having fun and skipping along and watching his teammates make baskets. And we haven't seen that yet this year. It's only the 7th game of the season, but literally all 6 games to that point were close or close enough. That loss in San Antonio was not great. So to be able to come back and kind of reset and recalibrate with this game was really good to see. And to have Naz have a Naz game, which he's scored in double figures in every game this season, but he's not had one of those games where you're like, yeah, Naz is back, Naz is here. And he was last night. So a lot of good things happened in that win.
Paul, your hands up.
Can Chris Hockey name 2 players that have ever played for the Charlotte Hornets?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm leaning towards yes as well. Want to bet a Caniac? I don't know what the count is, but Power Trip Bets does. I think it's like 4.
No, Power Trip Bets is no longer with us.
He died?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think he can get to 2. By himself.
Did
no
Marty
parachuting.
say one?
No.
That was a test. I was listening.
Care to bet a Caniac?
Yes. He can't name 2.
All right, Chris, you're on your own. No Mark Parrish to back you up. We need a final answer. Nobody react when he says a name until he says final answer.
It has to be a
Charlotte
name.
Hornet.
Yes.
Got
You're
it.
saying a name, not a
it can't be a nickname.
Well,
Because
okay.
I would have.
Well,
can't be a
I think
nickname.
Okay.
can't be a nickname? Hang
No.
on a second then. Hang on. Hang on, because that was one of
We're all
the
thinking
ones
of
I
the
was
same.
counting on. If he can't say that one, I don't think he can get to 2 then. I might back off this one then. Because I was definitely counting on that.
All right, he can't say a nickname.
Then I don't think he can get to 2.
Then the bet's off.
Come on, Better
Yeah,
Core.
bet's off. Bet's
Come
off.
on, Better Core.
That's who he's gonna say first, but he doesn't
Yeah.
know the guy's real name.
No.
All right, go for it.
Grandmama?
Yeah, that exactly. But that guy's real name is
Chauncey Billups?
Larry Johnson is a name
I'm
would
so
probably
glad I
say.
backed out
Yeah.
of this. But could you, if we had given you Grandmama, I'm so glad I backed out. Could you have named 1 or 2 more?
Anthony Hardaway?
I don't think he played for the Hornets.
What about a guy named Bobby? I almost said Bobby McGee. Bobby.
Bobby?
I think I know who you're thinking of. He played in
He was
North Carolina for basketball.
Yeah,
he played
that guy.
at Duke, but I don't think he
Bob, what's
played
his
for
last
the.
name?
Did he play for the Hornets? Bobby Hurley?
That's who I'm thinking of. Bobby Hurley?
I don't think he played for the Hornets. Did he? He got drafted by the
There's
Kings.
a Bobby Phils.
That's what I was talking about.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know Bobby
Yeah, he worked at the gas
Phils.
station.
I'm going to Phil's Bobby.
Yeah, see?
Bobby
I
Hurley
honestly,
played
I thought you were going to
for-
get Larry Johnson or Grandmama and Muggsy
Muggsy
Bogues.
Bogues.
Yeah, I
but
thought you were
gonna get
if you got Grandmama taken off with the nickname, I just didn't think you could get more than the one. And you didn't even get Muggsy.
No.
Damn it. Whew, I got lucky there.
Grandmama was the first thing that popped in my mind.
Of course it did.
It was a great bit.
Who did Jordan play that wasn't Chicago? Was that Charlotte?
He played in Washington.
Washington.
He
They
owned
bought
the Hornets.
Charlotte. Okay, yeah. All right.
So last night, Hawk, when you were watching the game, you saw LaMelo Ball.
I sure did, yeah. Yep.
Have you guys seen his back tattoo?
It's an alien, isn't it?
It's a new piece of work, I think, from this last summer. And obviously he's wearing a jersey, but out of the shoulders of the jersey, you could see it and but it's not on the front. Mm-hmm. So it almost looks scaly and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but like he's been burned or something, because his skin is his color in the front, but then it's this like heavy dark black in the backs of his shoulders
like
where you can
wings?
see it.
Almost. It's an alien, isn't it?
There's like a skull and an alien.
I'm going to show you on my computer. It says rare one.
Oh, God.
But
That's
his
hideous.
whole back is covered
That's
from
hideous.
his neck to his waist.
Whoa.
And it includes going down his arms, but it's only on the back.
That is a hideous tattoo.
There's
it's a terrible life
there-
choice.
There's a massive amount of ink on
do you
his
think that hurt?
back.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. They have.
Did you even Google it?
I'm doing it right now.
Yep, nothing like having a
that's
giant
sweet.
tattoo that says "rare one"
That's
when
a
his
sweet
entire
tattoo.
generation has tattoos.
Yeah.
Right? You're doing something everybody else does.
It
I like
says
that
one
tattoo.
of one.
One of
on-
one. Yep. He's a rare one.
And so right at the base of his neck is a UFO, and it's kind of like with the light shining, like it's coming to pick him up.
Very close
It's a
encounters.
very intricate, interesting tattoo, but there is a ton of black ink.
And
That's a
red
sweet
ink and
tattoo.
white ink.
I don't care what anybody says. That's a
it looks
sweetie.
like, I mean, it just
That's a sweet tattoo.
good luck to him.
I mean, if you're built
is a
like that,
cool
you can pull that
tattoo.
off. If I have that on my back, you're like,
Guys, you have no
Gross.
idea how long he had to sit for that. That is a lot of ink on that back.
Yeah.
Wow.
And not sit. You would have to be lying down on your stomach, right? Or would you be sitting upright? I don't know.
It looks like, I'm seeing video of him getting the tat right now.
Is he
He's
sitting
laying
upright?
face down. That's pretty badass, man.
like
How
a
many
Two Live Crew song?
different applications and appointments
Maxwell.
do you think?
Man,
Tied out.
As someone who has gotten tattoos.
3 6-hour sessions is what it says. 3 consecutive days.
Oh, that's I
Oh,
would.
I would have guessed way more.
Yeah, I
Man,
would.
$20,000.
Yeah, which is chump change to him.
Yeah. And tattoos, you pay for what you get.
Man, ain't that truth? Ain't that the
Didn't
truth?
he have to cover up a tattoo under his ear, like on his neck, because it had like a symbol of, like he was promoting his own brand, or I gotta Google that.
He can't
I know
do that?
He
Why
had
can't he
to,
do that?
He either had to have it removed or covered up because it was some sort of promotion that you're not allowed to have on your body.
It's his clothing brand. It's his
He's
middle.
not allowed to have
It was
that?
the Big Baller
It
brand.
just not that one, but yeah, I guess he has another one. It's called La France.
Okay, and is that what he had under his ear?
Yeah, it was an LF, and that was it's his middle initials, but it's also the initials for his brand. And they said that he's got to cover it up.
Well, that's weird.
That is weird.
It's my skin.
Paul, your
It's weird
hands up.
because you can wear your own brand,
Right.
just not on your skin.
We have another trade, including an NFC North team.
Do you want to hold that to the break?
I mean, I can.
Is it big enough to hold through the break?
Is it big enough?
No.
Then just say it.
Then say it.
Khalil Herbert was traded to the Bengals.
Who the hell's that?
Who?
He's a running
Running
back
back.
for the Bears, is going to the Bengals for a 7th-round pick.
Okay. Yeah, again, minor trade. The Za'Darius one's bigger than that, obviously.
He's an adult.
No.
Does this mean the Bears are selling at the trade deadline? Did I not know that?
Yes. They also have a lot of running backs.
Vikings news next. Jonathan Grenard in about 45 minutes or so. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
We're staying on the north side of town with the Friday's football feast at Buffalo Wild Wings in Elk River this week. Join PA and Charch as they get ready to get you ready for Sunday's game between your Minnesota Vikings and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Plus, great wings and drinks, nonstop football talk, and lots of prizes up for grabs. Doors open at 8 a.m. Get the full details at KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
And for those of you who've gone to the Elk River one for years, you'll be happy to know a lot of that construction finally finished out there. So you can actually get there.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's so much better.
That's the way we
so
go up north. That's, yeah.
Dude,
no stoplights.
It took them
it's sweet.
forever to do it, but it's so much better now. And it's not even quite done yet. Yeah. So Elk River, good. Hey, Johnny Bones.
Yes, sir.
Was I reading that they're thinking there might be a $611 million contract or something like that in baseball coming out?
Soto, yep.
It's crazy.
And he might be on the same team as
13 years, $611 million.
Yankees and the Mets are the two teams that MLB trade rumors came out with their top 50 free agents yesterday, and they always put sort of what they think the contract will end up like for each player, and then they all take a guess four of them take a guess as to where they'll end up. Soto is the most highly anticipated free agent, I think, since A-Rod. Back, early 2000s, et cetera, when he signed a $300+ million contract.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, holy cow. This is going to probably be, so what their guess was 13 years.
Outside of Shohei, though?
13 years, $611 million.
Even more so than Shohei, maybe. Yeah,
more? What?
Well,
More than Shohei.
Well, here's ultimately, I think one of the reasons they're saying that is in terms of like, Soto ain't going to defer any money.
and he's younger.
Shohei Ohtani got a $700 million contract, but that's not, when you're deferring $660 million of it 10 years, that's not as big of a contract.
Doesn't Soto want the exact opposite? Doesn't he want it front loaded?
Yeah,
is the
he does.
rumor is like he wants it all front loaded. Yeah,
right.
And that's why because of Ohtani's contract, the Dodgers said they're interested in Soto, which just seems unfair.
Right.
Do you really think I get the Shohei thing because he's basically you're getting two players in one. But what I get, and Juan Soto is amazing, but do you really think $600 million, like that much money?
I mean, I don't really have any idea what the market will bear on this.
That's crazy.
But that's a decent guess.
He's 26. He's one of the best hitters in the league. Yeah.
Okay, but think about this.
Ton.
This is not that far from being the correct number. The Minnesota Twins are worth Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto.
Well played.
Pretty close.
He already turned down a contract extension 2 years ago with the Washington Nationals for over $400 million.
Yeah, that's how they traded him to San Diego.
An 11-year extension and then he wouldn't have had to, then he wouldn't have had to be a free agent or, play on 1-year deals these last 2 years, where I think he also made $80 million or something over those 2 years. So, no, it's going to be a big one.
By the way,
that's $46 million a year. Is 13 years over 600.
Pretty good deal.
$600 million over 13.
Go ahead, Chris.
Just real quick, I just read a story about the mud that they rub, or dirt they rub on every baseball before every pitch.
Yep.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yes.
And it all comes from one place.
Yep.
And it has since the 1930s.
And basically one guy, who goes to a swamp and grabs this special mud.
This seems impossible. I mean, I just read the story like it was a joke. That's a true thing.
That is a true thing. Yeah.
Did you know that, Marnes?
Yeah, it's Shrek. Yeah. He works for MLB. Yeah, there are some weird stories about baseballs.
Some swamp in New Jersey.
Or like where the leather has to come from that they're made from, or the stitching, or there are some peculiar...
Lena Blackburn baseball rubbing mud is what it's called.
Whoa.
Yep.
And it's on every baseball.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's been a lot of talk over the last couple of years of trying to maybe do something a little bit different. But mostly that's been because now, it got carried away with pitchers putting various substances on the baseball, which is supposed to be illegal, but they put something on their hands to give themselves that more grip. And then if you do it well enough, then that ends up including the spin rate, and then you can make the ball move even more than it does. So, that I don't know how much longer that is going to last, but I mean, baseball's got a lot of history, man. It's 150 years old, and there's just there's a ton of tradition that goes along with that doesn't seem to make sense in the modern age. So,
John, is a guy who has loved baseball your entire life, would you at some point be honored to rub mud on balls if they offered?
Who says I haven't?
Wow.
Paul, your hand was up.
Speaking of baseball bonus, the best documentary is the Netflix new documentary on the Red Sox 3-0 comeback.
It's good, huh?
It's awesome.
I will need to download that.
It's so good.
For my
flight. I can't believe that. It's such a great story.
Yeah.
The whole bit. It's awesome.
One last thing, because I know you got to get going, John, but one of the reasons we wanted to have you stick around for an extra half a segment or so is, again, you're not going to be here for a couple of weeks because you're going to Egypt.
Yes.
Right? So we're not going to
Long
talk to you
trip.
for like 2 weeks.
That's right.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Egypt.
3 flights, 13 hours of flight time, 20 hours of travel time, plus 8 hours forward. So we leave tomorrow about noon, and I think we get there Thursday night sometime, probably.
Yikes.
By the time we get from the airport and such, probably 7, 8 o'clock at night on Cairo time. So, yeah, and then
We
we
asked you
wake
a
up
week ago-
Thursday morning and see the oldest pyramids. On Friday, we wake up and see the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid.
Dude, those are over 150 years old, according to PA.
They are. You are correct.
That's it.
Yeah,
They
something
are
like
much older.
1800s.
Much older than 150.
Yep. I know I asked you a week ago, but remind me of your flight path, because it's 3 flights, right? Where do you go again?
Let's see, Chicago, and then I think to Vienna, and then to Cairo.
Okay. Minneapolis,
Vienna.
Chicago, Vienna, Cairo.
Something like that.
Good for you, man.
So
Well,
Crazy.
Are you packed?
I am not at all.
Whoa.
I have not packed a single item.
Way to procrastinate.
Don't stand up in your bike shorts there.
What are you going to bring to Cairo? What kind of weather they got this time of year?
Cairo is like San Diego right now. It's going to be 79 degrees and sunny and a dry.
Is that San Diego all day, every day,
Pretty much.
all year round?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's like that solidly for like at least the next week in Cairo. I'm
Well,
very
how many
excited.
Twins polos do you have?
Very good. Twins Daily Polos. I actually bought a few non-Twins Daily Polos just for this trip, Marty. I don't need to know a lot about Twins Daily in Cairo.
I don't know.
But
It's
if we-
an untapped audience.
Maybe. You're right.
But what if we want to hear your podcast? Where would we find that?
Well, Gleeman and the Geek, GleemanandtheGeek.com. Just to Google Gleeman and the Geek or stop by Twins Daily. We've got so much off-season coverage, including off-season handbook and so on. Follow us on various social media.
That might be fun.
Our
are you
Kirilov
gonna-
retirement video got 30,000 views, so we got all kinds of stuff.
Are you going to record an episode from Egypt?
We have already pre-recorded 2 episodes to run from Egypt. But the answer is, if any news breaks, we have already arranged it, so I will have the equipment necessary to record an episode from Egypt. Last time when we were in
Ireland.
Dublin, Ireland, yes, and they signed Carlos Correa. We did an episode live from the breakfast bar in Dublin,
And then
I've
you
had
got
trouble ever since.
and then I got COVID.
And then you crash your car.
Oh, yeah, you did all that.
And then I crashed my car.
And then you drank for like 3 days
I crashed
straight.
the car before that, actually.
Max was throwing up. You were crashing cars.
Yeah. I wished I was in a crash car.
Sea Martin's international travel is a blast.
Sounds wonderful.
It was really super, yeah.
It was really super.
Well, enjoy your time in Cairo. That's
Have a
fantastic.
great trip.
Good for you,
I
Bonnie.
will do my best.
Send pics.
Okay. You got it.
Of your pyramid.
Whoa.
Of my Sphinx.
Gross.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
made
Take
it
a
weird.
deep breath,
Hey, now.
Bonnie.
Come on.
All right. Thanks, Johnny Bones.
Thank you, Johnny Beans. Thank you.
Vikings news. We actually have some.
We have some Vikings news. I'll hit it for you right now. You ready? That's brought to you by our friends at Radco, your truck accessory pro store. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got
Lucky bonus.
injuries. Bye, Johnny Bones.
There he goes.
He
There
just
he goes.
flipped you off.
Hustling out of here.
Yeah. KOC on the Reichert injury.
Will Reichert, we're still in the process of evaluating that quad injury, and I'll keep you guys posted as we kind of solidify a timeline there on that, and if we're going to need to possibly bring in some kickers to potentially take a look at.
Not just him, the long snapper.
Andrew DePaula did, had a hand injury that will require a procedure, and to allow that thing to heal up probably is looking like a short-term IR candidate, which will, need to potentially have a long snapper in the building.
I wonder if he got his hand stepped on or something. Does anybody know? I didn't even read.
I think it was during a.
Was he having a UFC
I think it
fight?
was a tackle he made. He was part of a tackle. I think it was it was obviously a punt, but I think he was part of a tackle, and that's how he hurt his hand.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. He's a great dude.
Good dude. Good snapper. Never had any trouble with him,
Yeah.
The story I read this morning, I think it was Andrew Kramer, I believe, out of the Minnesota Star Tribune. I think he was saying that Nick Muse is normally our emergency backup long snapper, and then Garrett Bradbury would be third. But isn't Muse on IR and Bradbury's last-ditch effort, right? You don't want him to do it. So I think that's the theory is we just don't have a long snapper on the roster if DePaul is hurt.
Looks like we ain't punting.
Yep.
Yeah, don't punt. Play it like
gas,
Madden.
no breaks.
Exactly. Because otherwise, if you keep hitting the break, then you're Hugh Grant and you get pulled over.
Or you don't go for 2 when you should have on the road.
There's that too.
In Kansas City.
The Vikes are at Jacksonville Sunday at noon right here on the Fan. Pregame at 10. Fan line follows. You got overtime on Sunday as well?
Yes, sir.
No, the Wild play.
Oh.
Who do they play, Zacho? No idea. Hold on.
The Italian city Margaritas.
Wow.
Huh.
Why doesn't Abbott just send out a schedule so we all know what shows are on and when?
Didn't he?
Well, you delete it, don't you? The Wild play the Black Hawks.
Yeah, it used to be color-coded. Right, he would have each show with its own little thing.
He can't do that anymore.
I know.
Don't you delete it?
Well, yeah, what do I care? I don't care if you do overtime.
Oh.
I do. I think you do a great job.
Thank you, Zach.
Marnie!
Yeah.
How many push-ups could you do?
I don't know, 60, 70.
Sauce?
1.
How many could you do for
Honestly,
real?
you can do more than one.
Probably 5.
Like actual chest
push-ups.
to the floor.
1.
Remember back in the day, we used to do 20 every commercial break?
That's right, yeah.
We had the Herschel Walker plan, which is not
It worked, man.
Not talking in incomplete sentences. This was back in the day when you actually had to do push-ups and sit-ups during the commercial break, because that's how he got ripped back in the day.
That's right.
He never worked out. He would just watch
weights.
TV all day and just do push-ups and sit-ups. So 20 years ago, the Power Trip was like, hey, we should do that.
It worked.
And we did it for
we were buff as hell.
a year or so, maybe.
I'm gonna start doing it again right now.
Every commercial break, all of us would do
right now.
20. We would do 20 push-ups a break the entire show.
The reason
that was
I bring it up,
long time ago.
according to the Mayo Clinic, at the age of 45, women should be able to do 14 push-ups. Men should be able to do 16. At the age of 55, women should be able to do 10, and men should be able to do 12. Corey, how many do you think you could do?
It's funny you say that, because before you said that number, in my head, I'm like, I know I can do 10. I don't think I can do 20. So it's funny that you say 16, because that's probably pretty close, somewhere in that range before I'd get pretty tired.
35, you should be able to do 19 if you're a lady and 21 if you're a dude.
I feel like a push-up, though, is a thing you kind of have to be in shape specifically for. Like if you power walk your neighborhood, like I do for exercise.
Power wash your neighborhood?
I don't know that I could just drop and do push-ups, but if I incorporated push-ups, it seems like a very specific set of muscles that, I'm in decent shape, but I'm not in push-up shape.
I think you're in great shape.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to push-ups during this break. Let's see how many we can do.
Let's start doing it where we do it the entire year next year. That should be the Power Trip goal for 2025 is push-ups every break for an entire year and see what happens.
Okay, done. Now we're gonna
just like every New Year's resolution, we'll probably quit by the second week of January.
I already forgot what we were going to do.
8 o'clock hour of the Power Trip Morning Show will feature Jonathan Grenard, who's just killing it for the Minnesota Vikings. We'll do Fan 5. We'll do headlines. Marty Gellner is here. It's the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
The Fan.